Yes.
You have?
Yeah.
I haven't.
No?
No. I still feel like, I could have slept this morning another 2 hours easily.
Yeah. We just got back from
Montreal.
And we're going to tell everybody about our trip to Montreal and a whole bunch of other exciting things.
Things that are coming up in this shop.
Yeah.
It's so exciting this time of year, right?
It is. Fall is a busy time. Yeah. So let's start with an intro.
Okay.
This is our podcast on episode 20.
That's right. And my name is Barb. I'm one of the owners of River City Yarns
in Edmonton, Alberta, and I am Barb's sister and business partner, Cynthia.
Yeah. It just keeps getting better, doesn't it?
Every
time we do it.
It does.
It's taken 20 episodes to get here.
Oh, well, yeah. You know what? 4 more episodes and we'll have been doing this for 2 years.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks so much for coming back.
Let's start off with what we've been doing. Yeah. So we just got back last night from Montreal, where we were visiting. We went to Montreal to do what?
Well, we went there to meet Ann Budd and Cindy Hallam, who are the kind of
The
masterminds
and the organizer.
Behind Knit for Fun retreats. And Cindy and Ann have been talking to us a while about another retreat in Canada. And we think that's a super idea. We think Canada's totally ready for another Knit for Fun retreat. And so we thought Montreal would be a good idea. Well, they thought Montreal would be a great idea.
Yeah.
I think they were even contacted by a shop owner there to say, come and check out our city. And so while they were there, we thought we'd like to go too. And we have some friends there and meet them and hang out with them a little bit. So we did that.
We did. And I'm just going to stop here and just tell our viewers that if you hear a beeping noise in the background, that's construction that's going on next door.
Yes.
And so we'll try and cut it out as much as we can, but
could be some noise.
Yeah. It's fall in Edmonton. Yeah. And that was kind of like fall in Montreal. We were really surprised by the amount of construction that was going on in Montreal.
Yes. Were you surprised by that? Because we heard about it in the news and things, but
it just the extent of it just really surprised me. But that's good. That means that there are people out there working. Just like they are in Edmonton, right?
Yeah. But I was a little bit afraid, driving around Montreal, because there was so many detours and construction. It seemed hard to navigate, and there were so many overpasses and freeways over freeways.
Yes.
Compared to here, here we have I think more open roadways, but there was a lot of repair going on. Huge bridges being totally rebuilt.
Yeah, which is good. It was a bit like driving in a video game, because there were pylons and construction signs and detours and all kinds of stuff like that.
I just think it must be tough sometimes for people in Montreal to be able to get to work. Right?
Yeah,
it must take longer.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. Yeah, yeah. But we didn't have too much trouble. We went to visit. We went to visit Lisa and Melissa from Espace Tricot, and Anne and Cindy took us over there, so we didn't have to drive there.
Right.
And then we had a nice visit with them, and then we went out for dinner, and then we went back to their shop, and we did a little knitting. So it was really nice. And we have a video that we're going to add. A little video clip that we're going to add in here, and then we'll also, if you want to see the full video, we have a playlist called Places to Go, People to See, and you can see our full video with Lisa, Melissa, Anne, and Cindy there. Yeah. And then the next day, we took a rental car out to Sutton.
Right. We drove to Sutton. It's about an hour and a half. On a good day, probably. It took us 2 because we missed the turnoff to go around, go back. We visited Lucinda and Gilles at Montreal. And Lucinda's been a friend of mine for several years. We've met at business conferences that we were on. And she has an amazing shop. She's also a distributor for ArtYarns, which is one of the nicest yarns from New York. It's an Italian silks and cashmeres, just
merino,
the finest blends of yarn. and she distributes their yarn throughout Canada.
Right. So you'll see some of those beautiful garments and yarns again on the full length video of our visit to her shop is on places to go, people to see.
Yeah.
And we'll do a little snippet in here as well.
Yeah. And she carries quite a few of the same yarns that we do.
Yeah. Well,
it was so nice to see, right?
I love to see Ancient Arts there. And then Ancient Arts is doing custom colorways for Lucinda also. And then Lucinda gifted us these beautiful mugs. Lucinda's a photographer, and she takes these pictures, sends them to Carolyn at Ancient Arts,
right?
And then Carolyn dyes yarn to match the picture. So this one is
Twilight in Sutton,
which is where we were.
Yes, that's the name of her town. And she was so gracious to us. She took us to all her favorite spots in town, so that we could, drop a little cash there. We found the nicest linen shop.
We did.
Oh, such beautiful designs, and they're all designed by a Montreal designer out of linen fabric. So we couldn't resist.
It was lovely. And then she took us to a cidery instead of a winery. It was a cidery.
Before we go there, you have to show everybody the dress that you got.
I will. We'll put a picture in.
It's so pretty. She got a linen dress.
Yeah. You did too.
I did too.
You just didn't wear yours today.
Right. But you look beautiful
Thank
today.
you.
It looks
Thank
so
you.
nice.
That's so nice. Thank you.
Yeah.
And then we brought back some ice apple cider.
We did.
We're going to break that open and have a sip, right?
And we also went out for lunch with Lucinda, and then she took us down to the grotto.
A brewery for lunch.
Yes.
There was a little bit of alcohol involved in our afternoon with Lucinda.
Yeah.
And then she took us to the Witch's Cauldron, I think she called it.
It's a place that's kind of a lower elevation where they go in the summertime to cool off. There's big rocks down there and cool water. You can go swimming. It was just beautiful.
Yeah. Gilles said after a long bike ride, he likes to go and dip in the water.
I bet.
Yeah.
I want to go back. I'd love to spend, 2 weeks there in the summertime for a vacation. It was just beautiful.
We should do a retreat. We should do an excursion.
No, I just want to go back with Mariel.
You want to go with your husband, not with all your knitter friends.
No,
okay.
No. Well, we'll do the knitter friend thing if Ann Budd does the Montreal Knit for Fun retreat, right?
True.
Which is fingers crossed that she'll do. So,
that's excellent.
Yes, and I just want to add, too, that we loved Melissa and Lisa's shop, too. It was just beautiful. We've got a lot of photography. Their shop is decorated so well, and the yarns that they have are beautiful. We brought back 2 as giveaways, right? Do you have those to show?
I do. So Espace Tricot has their own line of yarn, just like we do.
Sorry, girls, your beautiful linen bag is all wrinkled because we had to, Anne gave us a lot of things to take home for our retreat that's coming up in October, and so this got a little squished in our suitcases.
That's all right. We now know that steam will take out all the wrinkles.
Yes.
So we'll steam it.
So this is Melissa and Lisa's custom linen that they have just for their shop. So this is called Petite Lin. Is that how you say it?
I'm going to say Petit Lin.
Petite Lin.
Yeah.
The colors are so vivid and so pretty. We picked out a color that is being featured a lot for 2019 Pantone.
Let's stop just for a second.
Okay.
And let that. There we go. Okay. Now let's go back to. All right. So Petit Lin. So this is 100% linen.
Yep. And the color's so pretty. I picked this one because it reminded me of the Pantone colors that are coming out for 2019. There's a really rich series of kind of coral oranges that are going to be featured for next year's color ranges. So this, I think we're going to give this away, right?
I think we should.
On our podcast.
Yeah. And I was thinking that maybe it would be nice if people were to comment this month on their favorite local yarn shop.
Oh, sure.
And then, so tell us about Tell us about your favorite local yarn shop.
And what it is that you really love about it.
Yeah.
That would be great.
That's what we love about going to other yarn shops and about meeting other yarn shop owners. We get an opportunity to talk about kind of best practices and things that we can share. You know, the whole idea of having your own line of yarn is a really nice draw for a yarn shop. And there were some things about Espace Tricot that really impressed us as owners, like their procedures manual.
We learned so much. Thank you guys for sharing that with us. That was a great tip. And just little things, you know, that help. It just helps everybody get better, right?
Right. Yeah, and then we'll pick one lucky winner and send them 2 skeins of
this beautiful
Espace
linen.
Tricot.
And if you need more of this, the girls at Espace Tricot have a fabulous online store. So you can just go there and pop in and pick up more. They ship out every single day, I'm sure.
Right. And if you want Barb's recommendation, this is color orange. And it's number 108287.
There you go.
That's really nice. Yeah, so we had a lovely time there, and we have a nice video to show you.
And go to their website, too, and check out all of their Instagram feed. They have some of the most beautiful samples. I have to say, you girls have spent so much time knitting beautiful, beautiful samples that inspire all of us. A lot of our customers come into the shop with, you know, your free patterns in hand. So thank you so much for that. And we encourage everybody to go and take a look at your website.
Yeah, and just want to say too that we arrived on Thursday night and we left Saturday afternoon.
It was a quick trip.
We only had enough time to kind of visit 2 yarn shops. I know that there are lovely, lovely yarn shops in and around the Montreal area. And we want to encourage you, if you get a chance to go to Montreal, there's a lot of them that you should visit. Unfortunately, we only had time to do the 2, and so
wouldn't it be nice if Montreal had a yarn crawl?
It would be nice if Montreal had a yarn crawl.
You know, we think that we should encourage Montreal and Edmonton to organize a yarn crawl, because now we have a few shops too, so it would be really nice for everybody to get around and see other shops.
Wow. It's a big job.
But someone would organize it, I'm
Someone
sure.
would? Okay. Shout out there to anyone who wants to do that. It's a nice idea. The Americans do it a lot. And, And BC does it too.
We have a big one.
Yeah.
All right. So what else is on the...
So that's where we were. Now, what have we been doing? Or do you want to talk about finished objects
Well, I thought
first?
we should open this up and have a little taste.
Sure. Yeah. So
this orchard was so beautiful.
It was. And we went, I think this one, the lid is easier to get off.
I was just going to say, Lucinda, you have an online store too. And so if anybody is looking for ArtYarns in Canada, Lucinda will ship it out to you. She has the ability to do that through her shop.
Yes.
And special colorways, kits. Please go and check out her website. It's Montreal. And gorgeous yarns from ancient arts. She carries Brooklyn tweed. I think both shops have art fill.
I don't know if Lucinda had art fill, which is
I know Melissa and Lisa
a Quebec brand,
But
the other thing too, you know, we posted some pictures from Lucinda's shop on Instagram, and already people are asking what designs they
Right.
have. So,
Yes, she's got. And the other thing I wanted to mention about Lucinda is that she designs too. She's got so many of her own designs. Go to Ravelry, and I think they're under Montreal. Her designs.
Let's post some links in the show notes. Yeah.
We just have to figure out how to have a River City Yarns Ravelry page. I don't know how to do that.
We do have a Ravelry group.
But I think these guys have their own page.
All right.
Their patterns, we have to figure out.
Well, let's figure that out later.
Okay.
So Lucinda took us on a trip to a cidery, and we did some tasting while we were there, and we did some photography while we were there. So here's to you, Lucinda. This is delicious.
This is really old vintage too. It's really darker than some of the others. How does
and this
it
is
taste?
sparkling. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. You can order this online too if you want. The one,
Pinnacle.
the cidery was called Pinnacle. Yeah.
Domain Pinnacle.
Yeah. Now watch me get all flushed from the alcohol.
You won't. It's not enough. Cheers.
She says. Cheers. All right. Finished
Yummy.
objects.
Oh, okay. We can't just drink ice wine for the rest of the day.
Keeping us on task. So I didn't finish anything this month except for secret Advent box things.
Oh, right.
But we do have some finished objects to share.
We do. So there's a few people that knit for us, some of our staff and some of our customers, and we have the Trimont snud that's finished. I've been wanting to knit this for like a year and a half.
That's this one here.
Yeah. And we finally got it done. It's done out of Blue Sky wool stock. And it's a wonderful pattern. We actually saw Melissa wearing it in Lizu DK when we were in Montreal.
She knit it in a different yarn. That's right.
In Julie Aslan's. And I think we might even have that colorway here. But I know she's got it on her online shop. So if you want to knit that, check out our video. You'll see her in it. It's just gorgeous. And I think she's got pattern modifications on her Ravelry page. So for the lighter yarn.
You won't actually see her in it in the video because she put it on when we went out for dinner.
Okay.
And so it's not in the video, but it is beautiful.
It's in the group picture on her her Instagram.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the same pattern, just done in a different yarn. And then we also have the Princeton capelet.
Yes, just got off the needles, right?
So this is another yarn that we're really excited about. This is Blue Sky Eco Cashmere. And this is a new yarn for us.
Can I hold that for you?
Sure.
Yeah. This is so soft. So this is half recycled cashmere and half new cashmere.
A lot of the Italian mills, we heard, are recycling cashmere from garments. So it could be fabric or suit materials, 100% cashmere, and they're, kind of like recycling it. So shredding it up, turning it back into yarn, and then using new yarn. And I think it's a wonderful way to recycle and turn older yarn that's still, really good, it's 100% cashmere, back into something you can use to knit with.
So it gives it kind of a tweedy effect. I know this one that you're holding in your hand has been over-dyed, so it's got, it's more of a solid.
Right.
Yeah.
We've got a shade card, so you can see that there's different plies in this yarn, and so they've taken different shades and applied it. So you've got some marled, beautiful grays and creams. There's a lovely
mustard
gold. It's called Gold Rush.
Okay.
Yeah, this one's called Crushed Coral. So again, they've picked a color that's going to be really popular in 2019. Midnight Oil, which is a deep navy, and we did the Lyle cap out of that too. This was just knit for us from Andrew. Just got this off the needles, and it's a beautiful kind of slouchy guy's hat. It comes
unisex hat, actually. Yeah.
But it's nice, to have something really soft for the guys too, right?
Yes. And the other thing about this one is that it's sort of meant to be worn like almost like a poncho. You wear it over your shoulders, and then the neck is kind of a funnel neck, so it just gathers up. Yep.
Here's our kit. We'll put a picture of this in later, but it's a nice poncho. Sabrina had it on.
Yes.
She looked gorgeous in it.
So we'll add a picture of it on an actual model.
Yeah. The best thing about it is the feel of it against your skin. It's just like a warm hug.
It is. It's really gorgeous. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's new.
Blue Sky.
Blue Sky.
Yeah, so these are all our finished objects. So Sheila knit this one.
Sheila knit
Andrew
that one.
knit the hat.
Yeah.
That's Andrew and Sheila are both staff members here. And then Wendy, I think you said, did the Trimont snood for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what are you working on? You've got a whip, right?
I've got two. I do. I have, let's see. Let me put that here. I pulled out so this is Blue Sky as well. These are the sleeves.
Woolstock.
In Woolstock for my Bristol Ivy sweater. Because Bristol Ivy's going to be here at the end of September for the Knit for Fun retreat. And so
That's coming up so
on
quick.
sleeves.
I can't believe it.
Yeah, here we go. This is the body of the sweater.
Oh, nice.
So I'm getting close to the...
You're close to the finish.
To the finishing. When we had Ann Budd here the first time, I was working on one of her skirts, and I remember wearing it with just some waste yarn put through the end. So hopefully you won't see me with waste yarn at the neckline on this one.
No, you'll be done.
Try and get it done before then.
Yeah.
I love working with wool stock.
Isn't it lovely?
It's beautiful. And, for those of you who feel like, wool is itchy or scratchy, I really encourage you to try something like wool stock. And the looser you knit it, the nicer it feels. So don't be afraid to take a bigger needle than what your pattern calls for, and just swatch it and try it out. Give it a wash and see what you think. This is a lovely yarn for hats and sweaters and kinds of stuff. And all of my friends are knitting with it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. So thanks for bringing this yarn in, Barb.
Yeah, this was a very, very good buy.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
And so that's a beautiful yarn.
It comes in great colors too. There's a real range to the color
Right.
line.
And you're working with a wool stock product too.
Yeah. What am I doing?
Your Esco kimono. You're working on it on the plane. I was we were sitting together, and Barb was working on this beautiful alpaca.
I'm working on it right now. So this is it. This is half of it. It's actually, there's two pieces to it, so it's so simple. It's a left side and a right side. And you just, it's got 2 rows in one color and 2 in another. It just hangs over your shoulders.
We can insert some pictures so you can see it close up.
And I did it in blue sky alpaca.
Right. Pattern's originally written for a different blue sky yarn,
for alpaca silk.
Right.
And I just wanted to do it in this yarn because we had it in stock and I hadn't had a chance to get it on my needles yet. Other people have knit with it, but I hadn't. And so I'm almost done. I think next podcast I'll be able to wear it and show you.
This is beautiful. And the alpaca has such a comforting kind of weight to it.
It does. I think it's I knit it just a little bit tighter.
Yes.
So that it would hang nicely, so it wouldn't stretch out too much. I did a gauge swatch. You'll be happy to know. I did 2 of them actually.
Did you block your gauge
swatch?
Oh
yeah.
Good for you.
And I even kind of put a little weight on the bottom so I could see how much it would stretch.
Yeah.
I followed Ann Budd's instructions.
Good for you. That takes discipline.
Yeah.
So,
well, I've learned, I think.
Kudos.
That it might take, 10 or 20 minutes to do it, but it's
worth it.
It's so worth it. I've knit many garments and then just not worn them or gifted them to someone else.
Yes.
And I did this one too.
Yeah, so tell us about this.
Yeah. So I've been doing a little bit of weaving. I took a class from Kim. And so this was something I had to take off my loom, so I just finished it quickly.
Oh, nice.
So this is my first woven scarf project, and I'm loving
beautiful.
it.
Yeah, you did a nice job.
Thanks.
Do you remember what yarns you used?
Yeah, it was Adam and Eve.
Oh, really?
2 colorways.
With Epic?
No.
Epic looks like your base.
Adam and Eve. Oh.
I don't think this is Adam and Eve.
Okay. I forget what this one was. Isn't that terrible? It was so long ago.
I think it's Epic.
Maybe.
So you put...
But I know this was myrrh.
Yes.
And...
Oh, the blue and gray?
Grace.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good
and it was
memory.
It was our first kind of batch of grace too.
Oh, nice.
Every time it comes, it's slightly different. It's just so exciting to open up the boxes because, the colors are just slightly shifted a little bit or changed.
Yes. Yes.
They're beautiful.
Hand-dyed yarns. I mean,
know.
That's what they're all about. They're all original and unique. And so you've been getting back into weaving.
Yeah.
That's fabulous.
And you've been doing some spinning, right?
Yeah. So my friend Catherine got a wheel.
Right.
And I said I would come over and teach her how to spin. And then so she got, that got me back into spinning. So this is a little bit of Shetland.
Hand spun. Oh my gosh.
And this is some fiber that I got a long time ago when we were I'm pretty sure it was from Gibson's Landing. So this one is...
Oh my God, yes. Hummingbird fiber arts.
Yeah. Blueface Leicester and 20% bleached Tussa silk.
Wow.
So I spun
This
that
looks
up.
a little bit like Mano Serpentina, doesn't it?
Yeah, although I spun it a little tighter, so it's not as soft. The Shetland I spun looser, and so
How long
it's
did
softer.
this take you?
Well, that was one afternoon, and then there was 250 grams of this. It took me an entire evening to spin it. And
Well, that's not bad. I thought it would take way longer than that.
Well, so that's probably why it's very tight. I was, feeding it through and watching Firefly at the same time. So it's not a perfect yarn, but it's so much fun to just sit down and do something creative.
And what a nice thing to know, that you took it from fleece.
Yeah.
And then spun it and then plied it and actually knit with it.
Yeah. So I have to find some
beautiful.
projects to do with that. But yeah. So it's
Lovely.
good it's good to have some other things. Unfortunately, it takes time out of your knitting schedule to do these other things. So you have to make time for them. But
You do.
It's really nice to be able to do that.
Here's an idea for you. I was talking with Andrea Hungerford.
Okay.
And she's the author of that Making magazine. And
The one that I love.
And we were talking about color work, top-down sweaters and knitting samples. And she said, you don't have to knit a whole sweater. She said, you can do just the yoke and create circles, that. And I thought, that's a great idea. You could do, use your hand spun just for the yoke.
Yes.
And then you could do the sweater out of anything.
Yes.
Right.
Or don't do a sweater. Just put the yoke on and wear it over top of a long sleeve
suppose.
t-shirt.
I suppose you could, couldn't you?
Why
We'll
not?
create a new fashion item. It's a great idea. So there you go.
Okay. Yeah. Do you have any more whips in your bag?
I don't think so.
Okay. We always have, how many projects do you think you have on the needles right now?
I don't want to tell you.
You got something on your loom
It's
as
sad.
well? Maybe a dozen?
At least.
Yeah.
I have a 3-tiered basket at home, and I keep it my works in progress in that basket so that I have to be reminded. I try and cycle through them, but then I have like about 5 store projects on the go that I want to get knit up because we have new yarns coming in, and I have a dozen pair of socks for sure. I have yarn that people have gifted me that I've just got on the needles. I have them all on needles, so half my needle collections are in there.
Well, I started when we went on vacation. I started a hat for Rachel, and out of hedgehog fiber. So I've got that on the
Is that the one
too.
that you were working on the plane last?
Yeah.
This yarn is so brilliant that the lady sitting next to me, a seat over, noticed Cynthia's project on the plane and said, "Oh my God, I love that color."
Yeah,
look at this.
Hedgehog fibers.
If this isn't iridescent.
And this is almost half of Beloved, a hat pattern from Tin Can Knits. And you can see I was working on my double-pointed needles on the plane, so I'm almost at the point where I probably should switch for a bit to a...
Rachel wants her hat 2 different shades.
Yeah, so it's going to be... so you knit this hat from side to side. So it's going to be half purple and half green.
Look at that. Isn't that perfect for a 5-year-old? I have to tell you, too, we have been getting rave reviews about this DK weight.
Yeah, so thank you again. I mean, I think a lot of stores have the sock yarns from Hedgehog. But
and they're lovely, too.
They are,
But these, you guys, are so meaty to knit with. They're so nice.
Right.
Okay.
So it's Rowan's 40th anniversary this year.
That's right.
That's huge.
It is huge. And a lot of our stock has come in now. So we were waiting for our Rowan shipment. That's arrived. We've unpacked it. We've inventoried it. And now we're putting it on our shelves. So we thought we would just review with you some of the pattern designs that have come out for the yarn. Because really for us, there's just one new yarn.
Right.
Alpaca Classic that we brought in, but there's brand new colors in all the other lines of Rowan that we carry. We have a pretty good collection of Rowan here in the shop, and we wanted to review that with you.
Do you want me to hold the magazine?
Sure. So this is the newest one, book 64. So inside here are a whole collection of patterns that have been designed with their anniversary in mind. They've been knit up in a lot of red shades because it's their ruby anniversary. And so the front half of the book is all Rowan designs using their yarns in beautiful colors, pinks and reds. The second half of the book is all designs by Lisa Richardson, featuring Alpaca Classic. So this is the new yarn that we have, and we have it in our shop right here. It pops right off the shelf. It's so easy to get to. So this is the yarn. This is a beautiful alpaca that has been blown through a cotton core.
Like a tube.
Yes. So they blow alpaca fibers through. And the nice thing about that, you guys, is that there's literally no pilling with a yarn that's constructed like this. I just knit another one out of another blown fiber that we're going to be featuring next month as a sample. And I put it through the torture test. And there's no pilling that happens on it, a colorwork sweater. So these are beautiful. And the shades, they're just so gorgeous. If you want to do any color work, check out the book, check out the yarn. It's something that I think would be lovely for even a first project in color work.
So, while you put that back, I'll just explain that the cotton tubing gives the alpaca fibers a little more durability. You know, alpaca likes to stretch, so that cotton gives it some stability, so it won't stretch quite as much, but it also creates a hollow fiber, a fiber that has a lot of loft in it, so it's warm without being heavy. Yeah.
I brought this one over too because this is just one stick of Rowan felted tweed. We have 4 of these. So we have a lot of different shades of this yarn. It's kind of our staple. It's like wool stock, for worsted. This is what we use a lot for DK and for color work here because of the tweed effect. Every year we make little Jolly Wee Elves and all sorts of other, Christmas decorations out of this yarn because it's such a
Well, maybe while you're holding that yarn, we can talk about this book. Yeah. I'll put this over here.
Okay.
And I'll take your little stickies off there because Arna and Carlos have done a design book, and I kind of had a little dance when I saw this book because I'm such a big fangirl of Arna and Carlos. But they use felted tweed and kid silk haze in this book. And so I'm thinking, there's just so many projects in here I want to do.
Right. And let's talk about this book at the same time.
Okay.
Because this one is all felted tweed. This entire book is from Kay Fassett. And so he's redone some of his classic designs. There's stripes in here, there's diagonals, there's circles. A lot of the older cave patterns that you see in some of his vintage books are redone now in new colors and new yarn in felted tweed.
Right. So Master of Color and Masters of Color work in the Scandinavian style. It's really nice. The new colors are bright and vibrant, and they're paired up with some of Rowan's kind of traditional color palette, and just makes the designs really pop.
And so much fun to work with, right?
And we've been getting questions lately too about what's the right kind of yarn to use for color work, and everybody is concerned about doing projects that are going to be itchy when they're done. And so felted tweed is really nice because it is slightly felted, which makes it a softer yarn. And it's mostly wool, and that makes it perfect for color work. You need a yarn, in color work, you need a yarn that's going to have a little bit of stickiness, a little bit of toothiness, something that allows the stranded color work to really kind of mesh. And so this is a perfect yarn for that. It works up at a DK gauge, but you can also compress it and work it at a smaller gauge. You can use a bigger needle with it to get it at a bigger gauge. It's really versatile. And then pair it up with kid silk haze, and you've got that lovely mohair silk blend to go along with it.
This has alpaca in it, so it's got a little bit of a halo.
Right.
And look at this palette. If you like neutrals or pastels, there's this one. And then this one's brighter.
Right.
There's just so much you can do with this yarn.
Yeah, get a beautiful contrast going. And they are 50-gram balls, I believe, right, Barb?
175 meters.
Right.
So you've got lots of meterage.
So with my new dress from our Montreal shop that we went to, I'm thinking about doing this Arna and Carlos design. It's just kind of like sleeves.
Oh, yes.
And,
you have to show that one.
It's I'm just finding it here. Oh yeah, it's called Ragna. And I said to Barb, I think she's wearing the same dress that I am.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do my sleeves in that same color.
Exactly that same color. That's pretty on you, yeah.
Wouldn't that be nice? Then you can wear a sleeveless dress in the wintertime and not be overheated when you're drinking your ice wine.
Yes.
Here, I'll keep that one. I'll put these over here.
So this one is a book that features 6 different designers. I know 3 of them are Rowan. I'm not sure about the other 3. And one is from Quail Studios. And then we've got Georgia Farrell, Vibe Ulrich, Sarah Hatton, Martin Story, and Lisa Richardson. So this whole book is filled with felted tweed and alpaca soft DK, which is another really nice yarn that we've got in. Soft yak DK as well. So some new designs there.
Beautiful.
We have a book from Rowan for the chunkies.
And let's put a shout out to Chunky Yarns. You know, if you want to get something done on a weekend, like when we were in Minneapolis and we needed hats.
Yes, it was so cold.
That was Chicago. Minneapolis was cold too. But we got a big chunky yarn and knit up hats and we were cozy.
Yeah. These are great sweaters too. I also want to say that we carry Rowan cocoon and big wool and brushed fleece. And so there's 3 yarns that you can use to create chunky garments with different looks. If anyone follows Church Mouse, their car coat is done in cocoon.
Rowan cocoon, yeah.
Oh man, that is a beautiful piece.
We all want to do that one, don't we? We'll have to take a year sabbatical though.
Yeah. We have about 5 or 6 colorways too in sweater quantity for that if someone wants to make it. So yeah. This one is really a cool book.
Rowan at Home.
Right. This is filled with home decor pieces. And I really think that for me, this next year is going to be the year of the cushion.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going to do home decor. There's another yarn that we're going to be talking about next month, sort of a surprise kit that's coming out that's a bolster cushion. So this is a fun way to do color work. Think about Missoni stripes in cushions and bolsters and blankets.
Right. On the back cover too, they have kind of a picture of blankets and pillows, all with some color work on them that are really pretty.
Yeah. So they've done a lot of these in worsted weights. They're pure wool, but also Aran weights. The hemp tweed is featured in this book, as is big wool. Okay. So some nice chunky blankets.
Nice.
And then not last, we have 2 more. There's this one from Rowan. This is called Around Home. And Home is the city, town where Rowan actually is located.
Oh, Holme.
Correct.
Home. Okay.
Yeah. And so this book is by Lisa Richardson, and she's designed, about 15, I think, sweaters and garments in this book, but lots of cabling. If you like to cable and you love, the texture and patterning with that, this is the book for you. There's some beautiful garments in here.
Yeah, this is lovely a sweater that has, it looks like just knit and purl ribs, but at an angle that really are quite attractive.
Very modern and classic pieces.
Yeah.
All of these books are available to look through on the Rowan website too. So you can go there and click through each page and have a look at them, or view them on Ravelry.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
And did you say there's one more book?
There is one more book. We have this little one too.
Oh.
This is brand new.
That.
This is featuring the yarn Soft Yak DK.
Okay.
And it's just a cute little book called Simple Shapes. There's 4 patterns in here. and it's by Quail Studio. They do a lot of designing for Rowan. And there's a cardigan, a pullover. Turn the next page. There we go. Sort of a tunic long, textured sleeveless garment.
A 3/4 length boat neck, a cardigan, and kind of a blousey sweater.
Mm-hmm. With an open back. It's quite sexy.
Oh.
So there's kind of some simple designs and ideas for a lovely, beautiful yarn, Soft Yak DK from Rowan.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I love little books like this because the projects are so easy and, they're not complicated.
Right. Right. And the book fits nicely inside your project bag. You don't have to.
Yeah.
Although I am at the phase now where I love to have my patterns on Ravelry.
Do you?
Yeah. It's just a very convenient way if you're traveling. You can't watch Netflix and look at your pattern at the same time, but you can. You always have your pattern with you. Yeah. Very nice.
All right, so the last thing, Cynthia, that we wanted to share with everybody was Flash Mob.
Right, Flash Mob. And we have a beautiful new yarn from Biscott. Yeah.
It's not a new yarn. It's one that we've had before. This is their Bis sock.
Right. I should say it's not a new yarn. It's a custom colorway.
Right.
Yeah, you love these guys.
So if you've been following us and listening to us, you know that we love this yarn. We've asked Biscott to create 5 colorways for us for 2018. And I think this is the 4th that we've unveiled. I think there's one more to come.
Oh, you might be right. Yeah.
But this one was inspired by
hay bales.
Right.
It's a beautiful picture of blue sky and a hay field with these gorgeous hay bales on them. And it's kind of what we see every time we travel between Edmonton and Calgary. Just lovely fields and big blue sky. And it
reminds me of, kind of my youth, because this time of year in the fall, that's what we did. Our father was a farmer and we were out kind of like pulling hay bales off.
We'd be bringing them home, right? Because they'd be ready to store in the hay shed. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So and before I reveal what I've been working on, I've been a little bit obsessed with taking these beautiful striping yarns and trying to break up the stripes in different ways. So the last time we did a Biscott yarn, I did the mermaid socks by Lucy Neepy because that turned the stripes into these little kind of entrelac looking squares. And so this month I thought I would try zigzag. Remember zigzag?
Yes.
I think last winter everybody's
done this scarf, I'm sure.
Zigzag. So this is zigzag in hay bales.
Yeah.
And I just love the way it takes the stripes and gives it that zigzag kind of look.
This is what I was talking about for like Missoni cushions, right?
Yeah.
I love that.
Zigzag was originally done with 2 yarns. You do 2 rows in 2 different colors, or 2 rows in one color and 2 rows in another color. But I love how you can take a striping yarn like this Biscott yarn and you don't have to change colors. So if you want something that's really relaxing, this is it.
So did you have to do the math to figure this out?
Nope. I just followed the pattern.
Really?
Cast on the same number of stitches. And
could you have gone like a little bit longer? Would the stripes just have been a little skinnier?
Yes. So it could be wider and the stripes would be narrower. It could be, you could take off a repeat or 2 and make a skinnier scarf and then the stripes would be wider. Yeah. But I just think it does a nice job, and there's no wrong side to this. It's all done in garter stitch. That means you're knitting on both sides. And so both sides will have kind of the same effect on it.
I wonder if you worked from 2 skeins, if you could get your stripes even fatter.
Yeah, probably.
You could do the yellow in one skein and then the yellow in another.
Yes.
Oh, man, that's so cool.
You certainly could. Or, we had talked about, possibly striping it with another color, like a navy blue, or you could pop in another, like a deep brown. You could do the zigzag the way that it was intended, in the sense of using a striping yarn with a variegated yarn to create your own kind of custom color palette.
You're going to be happy to know that we have Biscotti's sending us in our next shipment semi-solids.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. So you could pair it up with a semi-solid.
We have some beautiful semi-solid shades coming in 50-gram skeins.
Right. So to do a full zigzag scarf, you will need 2 skeins of biscuit. So if you're ordering on our flash mob and you want to do a full scarf, you should order 2, or you could pair it up with another single skein of another yarn and do it. But Barb, you got to feel this.
Oh, I know.
I was working on it on the plane.
I was fondling it on the plane. It's got such body to it. It really feels thick.
Yeah, the biscuit
What size needle?
bissock. I used 3 1/4, which is a little bit bigger than what the pattern calls for.
Oh, okay.
So know that too with biscuit yarn. You know, I think you could go up to a 4 millimeter needle on this, and you'd be just fine. So if you wanted to, the bigger the needle, the softer the yarn. And this yarn is incredibly soft to begin with.
And if this was done in stockinette stitch, it would be even softer. It's done in garter, so it's got a little bit of ridging to it, right?
So garter stitch creates more compact stitch, and you get sort of the same, you get a little more bulk or a little more density. It's not like it's a more compact stitch, but you get more fabric in a sense on either side because of those garter stitch bumps. So I don't know. I think it's going to be cozy. I think it's going to be beautiful. I think all those zigzag stripes on this zigzag scarf are going to look really nice when it's put around your neck. And then I was thinking, you know, sometimes I get burnout, you know, when you're on a long project. So if you decide to do zigzag and then you can't finish it, you can't do the scarf.
Make a cowl.
Make a cowl. And these little points here at the bottom would be a perfect place to sew buttons. There's 8 repeats in here. Put 8 buttons on it. Even if you do a scarf, you could still turn it into an infinity scarf or cowl. Yeah. And put buttons on there just to
great idea.
Jazz it up. Yeah. You don't have to put buttonholes if you don't want to, though you could. You can just sew the buttons through both layers or use those jewel buttons.
Yeah.
Screw them on, right?
Yeah. They're a little big, but I think little tiny pro buttons would look beautiful.
Be really nice.
And do the work, do the buttonholes. All right.
So that's our flash mob. That'll be coming out on September 20th at 6 p.m. And you have your opportunity to purchase it first online, and then whatever doesn't sell online at that night will go into our store on the 21st. And then we'll also be doing, on the 15th, when this video is out, we'll also be doing a draw from our flat iron colorway. And so we'll post that on our social media. So if you purchased a skein of our flat iron colorway when that came out from Biscotte, then you should check out Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
Right, we're announcing winners. We gave a little collector card. So pull out your card, and there's a number on it. We're going to be announcing that you do have a limited amount of time to claim, right? 3 days, I think.
Right.
Before we draw another one. So get those cards out. Get ready. It's coming.
Yes.
And we're also going to be drawing for the little contest that we had last month.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Last month, I challenged you guys to send me in suggestions for yarn projects where
multi-gauge. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, stop that, would you? Jeez. Projects where you're using, maybe a sock yarn and something thicker or textured or something like that.
Yeah, so you're gonna pick one.
I am. I'm gonna go back through, and I might even pick 2. Thank you so much, everybody, for all your suggestions. They were all really, really good.
Yes.
But I'm going to go and try and see if I can pick 2 that I feel are knit-worthy.
Because I think you promised
I know.
You challenged yourself to knit one.
Knit the samples, so. All right. I think that's it, right?
I think so.
Anything else?
I think that's it. We've got a few things that you can see afterwards if you want to visit our playlist.
Right. And just a reminder, we're giving away this beautiful linen
combo
from Espace Tricot. Check out their website. Go there right now and look them up. Beautiful yarns.
Montreal as well.
And to get this, you need to, just a reminder,
you're going to put a comment in our comment section about your favorite local yarn shop and tell us what you like about that yarn shop. And if you don't have a local yarn shop but you watch podcasts from yarn shops, maybe
or you've traveled to one that you want to talk about,
right?
That would work too, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Just let us know why you think yarn shops are so special to you. And I think they are a special place, right? We really try really hard to create community here and make people feel welcome to come in. And so, tell us what things you really like about your local yarn shop. And then go tell them, because they really need to hear it sometimes.
What a great suggestion. Yeah, right? Yeah. That is really nice.
You do a good job.
All right. Have a great fall, everybody. We hope your transition back to school or back to work or wherever you're transitioning from and to is going smoothly.
And last plug, come and see us for our Knit for Fun retreat in October. I think there's a few seats left. Yes. We'll have to talk with Anne. She might be splitting those up soon.
Right. So Anne had suggested that maybe there was some room in some of the classes and that we could sell some, or they could sell some individual passes
Single
to
seats.
Classes.
One day.
Yeah. So we'll chat with her about it and we'll put that information on our events page. So if you go to rivercityyarn.com/events, you'll see the information about the Knit for Fun retreat and any new kind of offerings that are going up we'll put there as well.
Yeah. And this is a great way to get in. We know this was in American dollars, and for our Canadian friends, sometimes that's a big, bite in the wallet.
Yeah.
But I think buying a one-day pass is a great opportunity to come and to, experience the event for the entire day.
Right.
And see the marketplace and have some fun at half the cost, right? Hopefully.
Well,
whoops, sorry, Anne.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see what the pricing is. Yeah. They have to work that out.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Have a great month, everybody. We'll see you in October.
Talk to you soon.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. You know what we forgot?
What?
The Advent box.
Oh, yeah. So earlier this month, we put out our newsletter to tell people that the Advent box was ready for pre-order.
Right.
Yeah.
We had a few people on a wait list too. So we sent out emails to all the people that were on our wait list. And hopefully you got your email. If you didn't,
well, if you didn't, you're on our newsletter list.
Right.
Because that was the other thing we said to people. Subscribe to the newsletter and you'll get get the notice that the Advent box is out. So if you missed either of those two things,
here's your third opportunity
yes.
to get an Advent box.
So you can order it online.
Yeah.
Just type in Advent box in our search box on the online store or go to What's New. And you'll see the Advent box listing there.
Right.
Call the store, 780-477-9276 if you'd like to order it over the phone. Or send us an email.
Right. The easiest way, though, is to go onto our online store. We had to do some kind of creative shipping this year. Our system doesn't allow us to ship out multiple boxes.
Right.
So if you want to order an Advent box, you have to order them one at a time. Sorry about that. I know there were several people who wanted to order 2 and 3 boxes for gifts. People are kind of cluing in that these are the best gifts ever for a knitter. And so if you want to order multiples, they have to be ordered one at a time. And we're so sorry about that, but that's kind of the restraints and constrictions of our system.
Call the store and we'll take care of all of that for you. Yeah. And also people have been asking, kind of what's in the Advent box. If you haven't had one before, the best place to go is?
Instagram.
Yeah.
The pictures of what was in last year's box and the box before, a lot of them are in Instagram. Now, we've tried to not repeat what was in last year's box so that everything in this year's box is like totally different and new.
Right.
So you won't see the same things, but you'll see really cool things. So
yeah, it's a mix of some edible things, some tasty treats, some really important and cool notions that you might like.
Yeah.
And
fun
some
things
little projects.
River City Yarns things.
Yeah.
Things that you'd find here in our shop. We wanted to really personalize it to the shop. So
yeah, and we're going to start mailing them out
in October.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to send out first and then create a day where people can come to the shop to pick them up.
Right.
But all that information's on our online store.
Right.
I just can't hold anything more up here some days.
Don't take too long. They do sell out, and we had lots of people on the wait list because they were disappointed that they missed out last year.
Or because their husbands didn't get on it quick enough. Right, guys?
Oh, yeah. So my husband just sends me a link. So you could do that too. Just send a link to the person you want to buy the Advent box for you.
Anyways, they were so much fun when we were growing up as kids. You're going to love them too. So see if you can get one.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody.
Wait, so what are we doing here?
All right.
We're going to tell you.
Yeah.
So, Cynthia, here we are. We've traveled all the way to Montreal to meet up with friends. And so here we are today with Ann Budd. Hi, Ann. Cindy Hallam.
Hello.
Lisa and Melissa.
Hello.
And we're in their beautiful store, Espace Tricot. You guys, this is amazing.
We're having a fan moment.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much. It's wonderful chatting.
Thank you. And thanks for being here. It's really fun for us to share with all of you. It's great.
All right, here we are.
Oh, we're starting already.
We are.
Okay. Cynthia, we're here with Lucinda and Gilles from Montreal.
Hi, everybody.
He had such an amazing voice.
How are you, Barb?
Good. And Lucinda, the last time we saw each other, we were at
TNNA.
TNNA,
Yes.
yeah. We've seen each other a few times at that event, yeah.
We're on so far away from each other that's the easiest way to connect. Yeah.
To connect. And so we were in Montreal, Cynthia and I, and as soon as we made our plane reservations, I told her we had to come here.
Yeah.
So you have such a beautiful,
Thank you.
beautiful shop and an amazing town.
Thank you.
Can you tell us just a little bit about, the town and why you're here? And
So Sutton is a small town that is also a ski resort town. And so a lot of people come for skiing, but a lot of people also come for cycling because it's very hilly and cyclists seem to like that. I don't know. I just